Lethal Cosmetics is coming out with a Dexter collection. They are collabing with the TV show Dexter and they sent the collection over to me. I'm gonna be showing you all the things. I'm gonna be showing you swatches. We're gonna be doing a look. We're gonna be testing it out. I'm very excited, so let's get into it. Alright, so in this collection we have an eyeshadow palette, a brush set, 2 lip oils and 2 lip stains. There are also 5 nail polishes that I didn't receive, so I can't show you them, but I will be able to show you all of the makeup items. Let's start out with the brush set because this brush set is truly next level. I already tried a few of the brushes for my base. I already have a bit of makeup on. Everything in this collab, as with the Avatar: The Last Airbender collab, as expected, is so on point for the show. I've been rewatching Dexter and just the vibes this is all giving me, it's so good. So this is kind of like a roll or like a holder for knives, or like the tools that Dexter uses for his nightly activities. And so it actually looks like the roll, and then you open it up and you have brushes for face and eyes that actually also look like the tools, and they look like they've been dipped in blood. This actually is the coolest brush set I have seen in my life, and I'm not just saying that because they sent it to me. I feel like this is very, very on point. And these brushes, so far that I've tried them, so far that I've felt them, they all feel really, really soft. We have some really nice shapes, some more precise brushes, and some more bigger brushes. Well, we actually have one bigger brush. The rest is more precise, which I really enjoy because I have a smaller face. A lot of the time face brushes are a little bit too big for my face, so this is actually perfect. And all of these brushes have kind of like a divot in the handle, which makes them really easy to hold. They have a really long handle, which I do prefer when I'm working with my brushes. It's just a really nice application experience. I did already try a few different brushes. I tried this brush for my foundation, for the foundation stick that I used. These brushes don't have a name, so it doesn't say what you're supposed to use it for, so it's kind of like your makeup, your rules. But I thought that this one looked like a really nice shape for cream products, but also for foundation, and it worked really well like that. I really like how dense these brushes are, but still soft. They blend really well. Then we have this brush. This one is a little bit more slim, a little bit more like tapered and small. I used this for my bronzer. It works really well for a precise application. This is really, really nice. I actually really enjoyed this brush. I can definitely see myself using these again. Like, I'm pretty specific with the brushes that I like, and so far these are really nice. And then I also use this one for the blush, and this one is just a perfect shape to apply blush. It's a little bit slimmer towards the end. It's fluffy, but it's still precise. I think that one is a great one. And then of course we also have some eye brushes that I'm going to be using in the eye look. Then we also have some lip products in this collection. We have 2 lip oils. One of them is this see-through orange one. This one is called M99. It's been a while since I watched Dexter, so as I said, I'm rewatching it, but I haven't watched that many episodes yet that I'm gonna be able to fully grasp all the references, but I'm gonna keep watching Dexter because like this really got me back into it. So this is a sheer orange shade. It looks very beautiful. It has a little bit of a shimmer in it. I don't feel like it has a really strong scent. Doesn't really smell like anything, which is good if you don't really like scents in your lip products. We also have a glimmering black lip oil. This one is called Aconite. The shimmer isn't that apparent when you look at it swatched, but it just has a little bit of a nice sparkle. This one is quite sheer, as is the orange one, so it kind of creates more of a like grayish cool tone hue. We also have 2 lip stains. One of them is red. This is the shade Born in Blood. This is more of a warm tone, kind of orangey red. This, by the way, stains really well. I was like trying to rub off the swatches and it's still on there. Like, I was rubbing and just trying to get that off, also just to see how well it would wear. And then we also have a dark purple one, which is the one in Dark Passenger. And this one looks so cool. I love purple lips. And this is just really dark purple in the packaging. But then when you swatch it out, it becomes more of a brighter purple. These stains look very promising. Very excited to try them out. The packaging of these lip products is so cool because it is all in kind of like these evidence vials. I think that's a really cute touch. And we have the bloody fingerprint, of course. I'm just gonna put on the shade M99 to hydrate my lips a little bit, see what kind of formula this is. Looks nice and glossy. It's a slightly stiffer applicator and a bit more of a precise applicator. I haven't watched any videos, so I wouldn't be... Ooh, that's a really interesting formula. So I wouldn't be influenced. I thought it was gonna be more on the thinner side, maybe not as hydrating, but yes, it's thin, but it feels really plushy, really soft, and really hydrating. This is basically like a clear gloss. It looks really good. It feels really nice. Like super smooth. That is actually really nice. Okay, I'm gonna leave that on. And then it's time to move on to the eyeshadow palette. This eyeshadow palette looks so cool. So this is the Dexter eyeshadow palette, and it is in the shape, the exact shape and size and look of the Dexter Blood Vial box, which I think is a really cool touch. It is a little bit more bulky. It's a little bit more of a harder to store palette. It's not going to be as easy to store, but I do really like the thought behind it. We're going to see in the end if I'm going to agree with the trade-off. Like, it's a little bulky, but it does really add to the vibe of the collab. And I think with how they have done everything here, that's really important. So I do understand it, but I do have to note it. And then we have the clasp. And then you open it up and we have, if I'm counting correctly, I have recounted this a few times because I was like, is it really 11 shades? I believe this is 11 shades of eyeshadow. I don't feel like that happens a lot. I need to count again. Yeah, it's 11. I think it's 11. So we have 11 shades of eyeshadow. We have one kind of like mixed silvery white blood spatter shade in the middle, and then we have a side that is cool tones, that is smoky, and then we have a side that is kind of like red tones of like the blood, and it just really is based on like the mystery and the murder. I was a little scared that these reds were gonna be super, super warm. And I do feel like the shades Dokes and Rita are a little bit on the warmer side. But then Nurse Mary and Harry, they are more of a cool tone, berry red. And I've been really enjoying combining reds with cool tones. So this feels like the perfect color story for me. It really feels kind of like they've read my mind. This looks really, really fun, and it's swatched really beautifully. If you've seen my other Lethal Cosmetics videos, you know I really love the new Lethal Cosmetics formula, and I'm really happy to see some cool tones in that formula. I was already ready to zoom you in for the eye look, but I almost forgot the liquid highlighter that is in this collection. This is the Dexter liquid highlighter in Luminol, and this one is a super sparkly blue, green, purple liquid highlighter. It looks super, super cool. You get a lot of this. Like, this is 30 milliliters of a sparkly multi-chrome highlighter. I really enjoyed the multi-chrome highlighter, but that was a powder of the Avatar Less Airbender collection. We're gonna try this out as well. Okay, let's get into the eye look. All right, I'm gonna be using the eyeshadow brushes that are in this collection as much as I possibly can, but sometimes it feels a little tricky to try a new eyeshadow palette with new brushes. So if it doesn't fully work out, I'm just gonna try something else. So I have been thinking, and I just really want to combine reds and cool tones in a look. Also because I'm just doing one look in this video. I'm probably gonna do another look as a short. I'm gonna use the shade Harry first in a crease, and we're gonna see how that's gonna turn out. I have not primed my eyes, so let's do that first. All right, we're gonna go into the shade called Harry, and we're gonna start out the crease with that. Ooh, I don't know if this brush is precise enough for me for this shade. I'm a little scared, but we're just gonna start it out, and this really is quite a cool toned red. I like that we have different undertones in the reds, and with this you can also create quite a bit of a pinky look. I think you can actually create quite a romantic look with this palette if you use kind of like the silvers with this shade. Like a Valentine's look. Okay, this is going well. It's blending out well. It's really pigmented. And I feel like the brush is also working well, but it's a little bit less stiff than what I am used to. So that makes it a little bit more difficult for me, because I have to get used to it a little bit as well while blending. Okay, we have two more detail brushes. One is more of a liner brush. This is more of just like a detailed brush. And I'm just gonna use this brush and apply this under the eye as well. This same color. That's very precise and that works really well. Okay, next I'm gonna apply the darker shade in my outer corner, and I'm gonna use a precise brush that is not in the brush set because I really want to be precise. And I'm just deepening up the outer corner with this. That is very pigmented. I really like the tones that we have in these cool tones because they are not feeling like just grays. They all have an undertone to them that makes them more easily to combine with the other tones in the palette. That is blending into each other well. Gonna take the rest and smoke it under here. And then going back in with the brush that had the red slightly. That is looking really cool so far. So for the shimmers, I definitely want to try the shimmer that is Deborah. This is like the coolest looking shimmer I have seen in a palette maybe ever. It looks so sparkly, dark. It looks really beautiful in the swatch as well. I'm just gonna take a little bit on my finger. It is just so dimensional. It kind of looks like a galaxy. It's kind of like this dark gray purple, and then it has kind of like this warm green orangey shift to it. Like there's a lot going on here. We're just gonna apply it, and I hope I'm not gonna have too much fallout. I did do my base first, which I don't do a lot. That is so cool and sparkly. And the way the shimmer is dispersed, it really feels kind of galaxy. I think this one would be really cool as a liner as well. Going back in with the detail brush just for the edges of the dark shade. And then I think I want to try out the blood splatter shade. I feel like it's such an iconic shade in the palette. I really want to try that out more towards the inner part of the lid. Like it mixes in a very interesting way. You definitely see the two colors. So I want to see how that translates on the lid. Wow, that is a very impactful shimmer. But yeah, definitely you get like different colors in different places. That is so beautiful. With a pencil brush, I'm gonna apply this silvery glittery shade in the inner corner. This one is shade ITK. And the pencil brush, this one actually looks really nice. And I do really love a pencil brush. I use them a lot. This is definitely a more like shimmery, glittery shade. Like it's not a pressed glitter, but it has glittery vibes. Very wet looking. If you don't love textured shimmers, I would not buy this palette. I don't think it's gonna be for you. This look is just, it's next level. It's truly next level. Just look at the impact of those shimmers. Like this is beyond expectation. Okay, I want to try another shimmer. We're gonna try one more shimmer on the lower lash line, and I think it's gonna be Rita. And I'm just gonna see if I can apply that with one of the more precise brushes right over here. Yeah, I think that's working. Just adding a little bit because there's already so much going on. Going over the edges with a clean brush, just lightly. I'm gonna finish off the eye look, then I'll be right back to try the highlighter and some more lip products. Alright, so this is the eye look with mascara. I think it's looking really, really good. I'm really in love with it. It is time to try the highlighter. We're gonna try it on the face. I have a bit of cream blush on. I hope it's gonna mesh well. I'm just gonna pump a little bit on the back of my hand, just a tiny pump. And I think I want to apply it with a brush. The brushes that I could use from the set are dirty, so I'm just going to use one of the highlighter brushes that I already had. Just going to work it into the brush a little bit, and let's see how this combines. That is incredibly cool. That is very sparkly, very blue. If I had to compare the effect to something, it would be the Trixie Cosmetics Pearl Gone Wild highlighter. Really like that wet look sparkle. I don't feel like it looks chunky, but it's definitely shimmery. Okay, what I had on my hand has already dried up a little bit. So you have to work fast. Gonna apply a little bit more. Like, this is definitely a dry down formula. So it's best to get a little bit, use it on one side and then get a little bit more. But it's definitely, I think, not gonna move on your face. Also, when I was trying to get the swatch off, it really held firm. This is really cool. I wouldn't be surprised if you can also use this on the eyes because it does really dry down. This is a super fun highlighter. It's really out there, but they did say that it was really like for the festival season. I can definitely see it for that. Also just on the body because you have so much. It's not gonna be my daily go-to, but it is very beautiful if you like a colorful highlighter. Like, this is already fully dried down. That's not going anywhere. So be quick when you're blending it. Okay, I'm gonna take off the lip oil that I'm currently wearing. It's feeling really nice. My lips are feeling very good with this on. Okay, we have 2 lip stains and it's gonna be hard to try them both because they stain so much. Like, I'm not gonna be able to get these off my lips. So I'm gonna use the one that I think is gonna suit the look the most. And that is the dark purple shade. Very excited about this. And then I'm gonna try a little bit of the black lip oil on top. It feels really like cold and really soft. It's really liquidy and I'm trying not to go overboard. Okay, this is a lip stain on like first application. I don't think it's gonna take that long to stain because with the swatches it also stained really quickly. So I'm gonna take off the top layer. Alright, I think that's looking really great for a stain. Like, stains don't always look super good on dry lips. I do have dry lips. I feel like this is looking pretty good. Maybe I should be a little bit more thorough with taking it off over here. But yeah, it's looking quite nice and even. That's a good stain. Okay, I'm gonna apply a little bit of a lip liner. I'm gonna apply Queen Vibes by Catrice. And then let's apply the black lip oil. I'm really curious to see if I will like this. If this will be a look I want to go for. It's an interesting lip look. I could definitely see myself wearing this black lip oil because it's so sheer. It's more like a cool toned like veil that you put on top of your lip look. I do feel like, as with basically all stains, like, stains don't make your lips look super even. Like, they're gonna emphasize a little bit of texture. They're gonna emphasize a little bit of dryness. Like, if you have super smooth, very hydrated lips naturally, I'm sure you're gonna love a stain. For me, it's always a bit difficult to use. I do see a little bit of unevenness and I feel like the lip oil has kind of emphasized that a little bit. Like, it's looking quite good, but it's not looking perfectly even on my lips. So I do have to say that. But also, my lips are really at their worst right now. Like, they are as dry as they can be. They are a little flaky. So I'm gonna play around a little bit with it, try it again after scrubbing my lips, see how I feel about it. I do really like that we have a more purple berry leaning lip stain in this collection. I think it's really fun to have a color like that because that is something that I do enjoy. Alright, so this is gonna be the finished look. I do think that this collection is so well executed. I think it is so fun. It really pays an homage to the show. I just really love how Lethal Cosmetics goes about their collabs. And as I said, I just really love their quality of makeup, the quality of eyeshadows that Lethal Cosmetics has had since their Avatar: The Last Airbender collection. And I feel like this is that quality once again. So let's go over the products. This is only a first impression. I've only used these products once. Now I'm gonna get back to you with my updates and my new makeup updates. The brush set so far I'm really impressed with. I think the quality of the brushes is really nice. I really like the softness of the hairs. We have some really nice shapes that are a little bit different for me to play around with. So far I'm really liking them. For the lip products, I think the lip oils are really nice. They don't really have a scent to them. They are very comfortable. They are glossy. They feel really good. I think those are some really promising lip oils. They are more on the sheer side, which makes them very wearable. The lip stains I really have to play around with a little bit more. I do feel like the longer I'm looking at my lips, the more I'm liking it. Like the sheerness, there's something about it. I do feel like there's some dimension to my lips that I'm enjoying. So I could still get into these lip stains for sure. It's also just like my personal issue that I have with lip stains in general. I do feel like the lip stain that I tried on my lips didn't feel drying, didn't feel like dried into my lips, which is something that happens a lot. So if I can make it look just a little bit more smooth, I would actually really enjoy it. And then we have the face highlight. It's really cool, it's really fun, it's easy to use, it dries down, it was easy to blend. But yes, it's something that dries down pretty quickly. Just take a little bit, work fast. Don't let it sit on your hand or however you apply it, because it will dry down and then you cannot really use it anymore. So be a little bit like quick and precise with it to not waste the product. But it is really beautiful. If you love a colorful highlighter, like this is really cool. It didn't disrupt anything underneath, which is great. Thank you so much to Lethal Cosmetics for sending over this collection. It was so exciting to be able to try out everything. I had so much fun filming this video. I am honestly so thankful. And that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you for watching and I will see you in my next one. Bye bye.